there is no job in the whole world that I would rather have than the job I had, except perhaps to be the Eagles quarterback. And that wasn't going to happen at 5'8" and 140 pounds, although that was my dream as a little kid. But actually, growing up, this was my dream. I mean, this was from the moment I realized I wasn't going to be a professional football player. My whole goal was to someday be up in the broadcast booth. And I dreamt it. My dad used to take me out to Franklin Field, and I used to look up at the press box, and then the Eagles announcer was Bill Campbell, who was a close friend of mine even today. Bill's a wonderful guy. He is in his late 80s, and he's in good health, and just a great guy. But anyhow, I used to dream about someday being up there. So I went to college, and I majored in communications, and I did everything you could possibly do on the student station. I did literally hundreds of basketball games, football games, baseball games, and I thought, you know what? I am ready. It's going to be, this is where I'm heading, I'm ready. So first of all, there was a little area that we had to get through, military service. So I came out of college, and I was very fortunate that I was accepted into a program, and I was commissioned as a naval officer. And I served in the U.S. Navy as a public affairs officer. And I dreamed about the time, and I had a very good experience, but I always dreamed about the time where I would come out and I would begin my broadcasting career. And I got out, and I was very excited, and I went to the big stations, to the network stations, and they said, I thought it was going to be a matter of ABC, NBC, or CBS, and there was nothing. And then I went to all the local stations. I went to WIP. They would give me an application. I would fill it out. They would throw it in the wastebasket, and it was nothing. And I remember it took about a year and a half, and people were saying to my mother, Helen, isn't your son ever going to work? And it looked like I never would. And I went to a station in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, and I auditioned, and I will never forget, the owner of the station came out after I auditioned, and his name was Bill Halpern, and he said to me, you know, you can't start here, you've got to go someplace small.